There's more to James Gunn's firing from Marvel than you think. Unveil the hidden details Marvel doesn't want you to know about the decision. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Just months later, Warner Brothers snatched him up for the Suicide Squad, and suddenly, Marvel looked like they had fumbled the ball big time. Eventually, in a surprising reversal, Disney rehired Gunn in 2019 to direct Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So, what really went down? Let's break it all down, from the moment he was fired to how he ended up back at Marvel. Hollywood loves a comeback story, but James Gunn's firing from Marvel? That was something no one saw coming. In 2018, Gunn was abruptly booted from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 over decade-old tweets that resurfaced out of nowhere. Suddenly, the man who turned a bunch of space misfits into billion-dollar gold was out. The reason? A series of old tweets from 2008 to 2011 had resurfaced, containing offensive jokes about highly sensitive topics. Disney, the parent company of Marvel Studios, acted quickly. Fans, celebs, and even the entire Guardians cast were stunned. They rallied behind Gunn, arguing that Disney was overreacting to online outrage. Meanwhile, Marvel quietly scrambled to figure out what to do next. Now, cut to the chase. Disney's decision was less about the tweets and more about the bad PR. Marvel was deep in its family-friendly era. They moved fast, with Disney chairman Alan Horn announcing Gunn's firing with a statement to CBS News. The offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James' Twitter feed are indefensible and inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him. But no one on the Guardians team was on board. Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, and the whole gang publicly supported Gunn. They even wrote an open letter, see Pratt's Instagram post here, saying they were shocked by the decision and wanted him back. July 20, 2018. The day Marvel fans collectively went, "Wait, what?" That's when James Gunn got the boot from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. His old tweets, dark, edgy jokes from 2008 to 2011, had resurfaced, and Disney wasted no time cutting ties. Two of them are, per BBC, "I like when little boys touch me in my silly place," and "The best thing about being our asterisk ped is when you're done being our asterisk ped and it's like, phew, this feels great, not being our asterisk ped." My words of nearly a decade ago were, at the time, totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. I have regretted them for many years since, not just because they were stupid, not at all funny, wildly insensitive, and certainly not provocative like I had hoped, but also because they don't reflect the person I am today or have been for some time. Even though he apologized, Disney stuck to its decision to boot him. But the backlash grew, with people saying his old jokes didn't match who he was now. At the same time, Warner Brothers saw a chance and jumped in, offering Gunn the Suicide Squad. As already mentioned, James Gunn's firing was initiated by the resurfacing of tweets he had posted between 2008 and 2011. In his public apology, he wrote, per Variety, "Before things got messy, James Gunn was the man for the Guardians movies. He wasn't just the director. He was the heart and soul of that weird, lovable space family." Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy, 2014, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017, and eventually Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 2023. Yes, after all the drama, he actually did return for the third film. More on that in a second. My words of nearly a decade ago were, at the time, totally failed and unfortunate efforts to be provocative. I have regretted them for many years since, not just because they were stupid, not at all funny, wildly insensitive, and certainly not provocative like I had hoped, but also because they don't reflect the person I am today or have been for some time. Even though he apologized, Disney stuck to its decision to boot him. But the backlash grew, with people saying his old jokes didn't match who he was now. At the same time, Warner Brothers saw a chance and jumped in, offering Gunn the Suicide Squad. He also wrote and directed the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, 2022, which was just an excuse to give us a Drax and Mantis Christmas experience. After months of fan pressure, secret meetings, and, probably, some panicked executives, Disney quietly rehired Gunn in 2019. Imagine the awkwardness in that first meeting. Gunn, being the professional he is, returned to finish what he started. And Volume 3. Absolute masterpiece. It wrapped up the Guardian saga beautifully, gave Rocket an emotional backstory and proved that no one, not even Disney, could truly replace Gunn's vision. Warner Bros. Discovery triumphs over a Superman lawsuit paves the way for James Gunn's reboot to soar in the DC universe. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. On January 31, 2025, Mark Perry, the nephew of comic book legend Jerry Siegel, took a bold step by filing a noteworthy lawsuit. With the support of attorney Mark Tobroff, the Schuster estate made a compelling case, claiming that the foreign rights to Superman were allegedly violated. Warner Bros. Discovery is soaring to victory in a legal showdown that could have grounded the Man of Steel. A federal judge has tossed out a lawsuit from the estate of Superman co-creator Joseph Schuster, ensuring that James Gunn's Superman reboot will hit theaters worldwide without a hitch. The suit, which threatened to block the film's release in key markets like the UK, Canada, and Australia, claimed Warner Bros. Lacked the rights to exploit Superman internationally. But with the court ruling in Warner's favor, the DC Universe's bold new chapter is ready to take flight. Claims suggested that Warner Bros. Discovery and DC Comics were cashing in on Superman without proper authorization, so the Schuster estate demanded damages and an injunction to halt the film's international release. If successful, this could have thrown a wrench into Superman's global rollout, potentially costing Warner millions and derailing the DC Universe's reboot. Warner Bros., however, wasn't about to let this legal storm cloud their plans. Represented by powerhouse attorney Daniel Petrocelli and O'Melveny and Myers, they filed a motion to dismiss on March 5, arguing the Schuster estate's claims were a rerun of old battles already settled. Via CBR. For instance, UK law states that copyright assignments end 25 years after an author's death. Since Joseph Schuster died in 1992, Perry claimed the estate regained Superman's rights in 2017. Perry also claimed that Warner Bros., via The Hollywood Reporter, on Thursday, April 24, 2025, a federal judge, Jesse Furman, bluntly dismissed a lawsuit that threatened to block James Gunn's Superman from releasing in international markets. District Judge quashed the lawsuit, remarking, "Infringement claims are brought explicitly under the laws of foreign countries, not the laws of the United States. Take a bow, James Gunn. 3 genius marketing moves that'll help David Corenswet's Superman shatter box office records." He added that the court lacks subject matter jurisdiction over this case and ordered the case transferred to another federal district, affirming Warner's rights to release Superman globally. For Warner Bros., this victory boosts James Gunn's Superman and the DC Universe's ambitious reboot. Starring David Corenswet as Clark Kent, the film is the cornerstone of a 10-year plan to revitalize DC under Gunn and co-head Peter Safran. As Superman prepares to launch the DCU's Gods and Monsters chapter, this legal win signals that the Man of Steel is back, and nothing is holding him down. On Thursday, April 24, 2025, a federal judge,